It is my honest belief that while the President was involved, that he did not realize or appreciate at any time the implications of his involvement.
Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
Now, you've been accused of shredding the Constitution, and that's serious because...
I don't believe that was one of the documents that I shredded.
Well...
Aren't you trying to put a big stopper in a very small bottle when the problem may be a very large channel?
The lyrics in the rock music that have become violent and very sexually explicit are reaching younger children, and they're being exposed to material that's very explicit and that's very violent without any warning in many cases.
What's wrong with that?
Well, you don't need to have a rating. I suggested during the hearing, even though they cut me off on C-SPAN, that the real answer to this would be to print the lyrics on the back, so that the person reading the lyrics can decide whether or not they think, in their sensibility, that this is offensive for their children. Let them decide, but no rating, because the rating implies somebody else gets to decide. Leave the control in the hands of the parent.
I've just repeated, word for word, the oath taken by George Washington 200 years ago. And the Bible on which I placed my hand is the Bible on which he placed his.
Those guys that wrote it knew exactly what they were doing. They were writing a living document. And I don't want to be held to the same thing my father was held to. That would mean I'd have to ride in the back of the trolley car. And I'm not going to ride in back there. I had it in Baltimore, I had a good fist fight about it, so I didn't ride.
The truth is, the only part of Harry Truman's legacy that George Bush really wants is a victory in the election.
Americans have known the casualties of war, but not at the center of a great city on a peaceful morning. Americans have known surprise attacks, but never before on thousands of civilians. All of this was brought upon us in a single day, and night fell on a different world, a world where freedom itself is under attack.